The extra soul resistances. We're moving on to champion select though. Talia for Golden Glue. We thought that was his. And now we're going to look to the other side here. What will they answer on the side of TSM?
I would assume Orianna. It's the standard pick here. Their composition looks like you would go, like, and also remember they have Rakan and Xayah. You're looking at almost a 2,000 plus range engage here, and the Orianna can throw the ball onto him. This is a composition that they've had to play against before, and it's very disruptive. So you can get onto that backline, get onto Piglet, who's on a low mobility AD carry, and also the Talia. That's one of the reasons Rakan is so powerful, is that the low mobility AD carries and mid laners are really kind of the meta right now, with most of those champions being that way. But I do want to pull out another thing here for the Thresh, because Thresh is a soft counter to the Rakan. Unless the Rakan is flash engaging and incredibly quick, the Thresh Flay actually stops the Grand Entrance because it's a backloaded cast. You travel to the spot, then the cast time starts, but a Flay that's buffered can actually interrupt it and prevent the knockup from happening.
We'll see how quick Matt is on that. Bot lane is something we'll be watching between Doulbelift and Piglet as these two continuously vie for best bot lane NA.
There's a lot of competition now.
A lot of competition coming from this one, especially getting their supports in that can now help them do damage and help them win that lane in their favor. We are getting into the matchup here. Team Liquid versus TSM, hashtag TON, hashtag TSM win. It looks like that Galio will stay to the top side for Lorlo to start things off.
And Lorlo struggled yesterday up against Renekton from Flame, so we'll see what he looks like today with Haunter on that aggressive carry. Fans are ready, we're ready.
So ready. Been too long. I didn't even get to cast yesterday. It's like this extra day off. Oh, what is this?
That means you're well rested and ready for game one.
Let's go. We are on to the Rift, and we will see what Team Liquid has for TSM. It's been, as Dash said, such a topsy-turvy way to start the split with teams beating teams they shouldn't, losing teams they shouldn't.
I said at the beginning of the split that I feel like this is going to be the most competitive NALCS split to date, because there were very little roster changes, no teams that came in that were new, so nobody has that infrastructure excuse, etc. Everybody has the spring to build off of with their core, right? People are learning, trying to put pressure on him. Svenskeren over the wall, though.
For the hook. Oh, looks for the play. He did not expect Svenskeren. Matt, one more shot. Looks like they do want it. Svenskeren close enough. One more body slam, barrel in, the hook, and the Dark Passage shield is not going to be enough. Svenskeren belches him down. Flashes are down here for mid lane, so it's going to be a long walkout. Golden Glue low on mana, so he's not going to be able to provide too much as Piglet starts to cut off Doulbelift and Biofrost. Looks like things fizzle out.
Yeah, there have been some issues with TL's mana pool in his first few fights there. Borlo up top didn't have enough mana to actually channel his W and get his taunt earlier. The Golden Glue puts the E out a little early there, so he doesn't have it for the damage on Bjergsen. And kind of just running interference here. Golden Glue not even standing in front, trying to make sure that Svenskeren would body slam him instead, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't need it at the second half of it. So yeah, Svenskeren, right place, right time. And
it looks like crazy. We saw Matt get himself a little too close, and the experience goes to Svenskeren more than Raptors. Back to the top lane, we get a little bit of the repeat. Hero's entrance, throws himself down. It looks like this is going to be the final 1-2 as Reignover picks up the kill onto Lorlo finally. Lorlo just teleporting back to lane. Haunter.
Yeah.
Should go
looking for the repeat gank because the flash is down.
It's going to be Svenskeren once again, though. He goes for the damage, hoping Reignover doesn't have enough. But he solos out Bjergsen after Golden Glue's love tap.
Reignover does a lot.
Just worried about it right now. 200 health for Svenskeren, and Reignover starting to take over.
Yeah, and we talked
all of our decision to have that happen.
Oh, he hooked her.
Oh, right on the edge. Gets the dance out. Still going to go Doulbelift. One last shot. It's the flash forward from Piglet. Body slam actually puts him out of range of the turret.
They want a little more.
Bit of damage, and they're able to take him down as well. Double kill for Piglet in the bot lane after a beautiful
but he's still chasing.
Matt.
He got him.
Oh, shoves him backward in Golden Glue. Able to surf himself down. You can see the ultimate was used, gets himself in position, and 3 members of TSM down across mid to bot.
Man, TL with the aggressive play there onto the bottom lane of TSM. Talked about how Piglet has actually been doing quite well, and Matt as well in terms of kill participation. But Reignover, this is a game where he's got 100% KP, and he just bullied his way straight down to that bottom lane. Really, Reignover, yesterday, guy looked out of sorts, buying 2 boots, making himself, you know, kind of take a lot of flack for the team because he was really running around and was going to look bad because they were so far behind. But this sweeper disables the vision, the flash forward from Matt, and the hook still reaching Doulbelift. And then he goes through, but it doesn't matter. On the feather pull backwards, Rainover doesn't get CC'd, pulls out enough damage, and then he goes forward and actually eats a bit of the body slam there on the back end and still lives. They could not push that lead forward. Oh. Look at this, over the shoulder.
This is gigantic. If they get this, they push off Svenskeren. They have Rift Herald for mid without their protection of wave clear except Bjergsen. And now if they can't get the mid lane there, which is already backing, bot lane, then...
But I feel like now TL are okay to team fight.
Yep.
Rainover has both resistances. Lorlo has the ultimate and Frozen Heart. They're looking for Bjergsen, gonna have the flash.
I feel like TL's ready to fight as well as Irene. Oh, the shockwave rocks Golden Glue, takes him down. Bjergsen's gonna fall though. Retribution from Rainover on the team as Piglet is the one that is focused. Bilefrost trying to charm everybody in with the quickness, and now Lorlo's here. And Monster gets himself a little too deep. A double kill for Rainover at 4-0-4.
Lorlo just barely got the taunt there on the edge of Hanser, who was trying to dive back in for Piglet. And that's what they were looking for, is at least it's some sort of team fight because they feel like they can win it. But that was a really awkward one in terms of how it started. Golden Glue got collapsed on very quickly as he was walling. We'll see this again. Walls, but then he doesn't get to ride it, doesn't do anything. And then Bjergsen tries to solo him out, but they can't reach him. And then he would have gotten away, but he wants to contribute a little bit more damage. You can see Golden Glue, though, very risk-oriented.
Yep.
Risk to get back to mid, the risk right there, and watch this, just the edge, as the E was already buffered. Whew. Team fight and maybe Piglet, but look at this, nice dodge that time. But he can't even pull them through Rainover, he'll ignore the CC.
They still want to wall it, Rainover getting himself a little too far. Whoa, Biofrost absolutely melts, feathers everywhere. And TL makes... Gotta be careful where the initiation comes. You see how much vision they're putting down right now to make sure if they do catch a hook, nobody's coming out of the woodwork for TSM. This area getting a little scary. Biofrost gets himself in, but he can get targeted again and goes down immediately. Lorlo and the rest of the team now staving off the rest of the damage. Golden Glue makes his way around the fight after he weaves the wall in. And Rainover able to take the brunt of 4 members of TSM and get out with about 30% HP.
Biofrost was reaching there again for an engage on this Recon. Hasn't been looking like a good Recon game for him at all.
I feel like you almost have to get one member on either a retreating or an unexpected team.
Yeah, and Rainover was actually up about 30 CS at one point over Svenskeren, but they're even now because his laners have been picking up the farm like they need to. Rolando, there's the engage on a Matt.
Big engage, they all got knocked back.
They're looking for Bjergsen.
Since Baron hit a very nice cast to put him in the shockwave, but Bjergsen goes down after delivering just that. And Doulbelift's gonna get dropped. Fight on the backside. It has been Piglet getting torn apart as Rainover and the rest of the team chases down TSM. Looks like they'll be able to find Biofrost first. He gets the battle dance back to Svenskeren. It looks like Hanser puts himself in the front. Do they think they can get a slice dice on 1 or 2? Hanser's in that position, but it's mainly just to stop any more of the fight. What a quick initiation going in. The cask, I think, broke up more of the fight than TSM wanted.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point because it ended up off of the supports kind of starting that one off again. But really, the backline just going after Bjergsen here. I like Golden Glue's angle on this fight. You'll watch Svenskeren, throws him in, but they don't get knocked up from Biofrost. And then Matt goes, all right, I can flash on Bjergsen. Golden Glue and Bjergsen are now in his face as well as Rainover. And then Lorlo ulties onto Rainover to try and stop him from dying. Maybe didn't need it, and actually ditches Piglet. Because that was a 3-2
set entrance if he needs to get in there.
Arrow hits Bjergsen.
They're going to make the wall, and they're going to cut off Doulbelift, Svenskeren, and Hanser. Biofrost and Bjergsen with a good side swipe. Can they get into the fight? Golden Glue down to just 100 HP. Gets wiped out by the Ignite from Biofrost. He goes down as well. And we'll see Doulbelift enter the fight. He's got Lorlo, though. He was hitting the tank. They don't even decide to go back for him. Doulbelift still has enough. And he is able to take down one more. That was Matt that dropped.
Yeah, Doulbelift comes up huge there after the last...
What a hectic few minutes there. We'll see where it starts.
Yeah, they didn't have the damage to follow up onto Bjergsen. And watch this from Biofrost, where he gets onto Golden Glue. Shockwave comes through. Golden Glue gets burst out, and they lost a big carry, but they traded one person for it too. But then Doulbelift, they don't have anything to reach him now. And Lorlo doesn't have the flash from earlier. Can't flash taunt, can't do anything there, and they've lost a lot to do that. And that's 3 for 2. And TSM still pick up the Baron. You can see there. That says this game. The enemy mid laner, so Golden Glue really didn't keep himself safe at all.
Yep.
And tried to wall and be aggressive, but they're not playing around their front line. Their front line is diving. There's a wall to try and keep them here, but that might be exactly where they want to be. What's Rainover going for?
Rainover down to about 60% HP before he even got in the fight. Svenskeren low, Doulbelift now into Golden Glue. He's forced to flash away. Svenskeren into the fight as it's Matt that's going to go down first, and now Sven to the back. Haunter in the front as the meat shield. Doulbelift very low as Piglet is trying to deliver the damage. 100% HP as he begins his fight for the back line. Biofrost looks to get back there as Piglet. Now down to 50 as everybody in and out of the sliver of health limp away from this engagement.
Yeah, and you end up with Matt going
back out the choke. We have to flash over base gates. Rainover again, very low before he can get in. Hero's entrance, to help the team. Piglet's on the back, low for Rainover and Piglet. The teammates staying alive, kiting themselves to safety, but they leave Lorlo alone, and TSM starts to wipe the fights.
That TSM just have more damage right now to burst through those tanks, and they already got access to Piglet. They're gonna push here and try to get this top turret.
I think they will be able to do so, finding the inhib after 46 seconds on Lorlo, which means Matt's already been down for 20. TSM has had some time to work themselves in the base, and they're going to go for more kills. Rainover getting ahead of himself here. Golden Glue trying to deliver more damage. And it looks like they have TSM in a position to rethink this, but I don't think TSM is going to leave before getting this in. It's going to be the first Nexus turret going down. TSM
Rainover flanking.
The fight. Remember, they're low. Summoners are still up on most of the members, though, which could give them the upper hand of the fight. Doulbelift got rocked by the arrow as Piglet finds a good one, and Bjergsen has to flash over the wall. His ability to escape is no longer there. Haunter will go down in the base as Rainover comes back in. It's going to be there. I promise you, he will go down. We all got Bjergsen going down on the top. He saved his cleanse, so there could be still an outplay for next fight. And this is what TSM tried to do. They wasted time. TL have a lot to repair here. He feels good about it. He's going to stay right in the front of Lorlo. They try to actually disengage.
They're trying to end.
And backs against the ropes. TSM hold off on TL's lead, and they're able to take game one, 16-17. 41 minutes in. Looks like they're going to pad the stats a little bit. Lorlo says, walk this way, and TSM obliges. Back to the Nexus. TSM takes game one.
They don't want to be in the winning shot there for the photo moment. 17-17, equaling kills at the end of the game. As a TL fan, you say, all right, we had that in the early game. We just need to change a few things. As a TSM fan, you're happy that they won, but at the same